What's up, all you Boston Silver Scarf fans? In this video, we're going to be going over our PGL Season 3 draft recap. But before we do, I would really appreciate it if you guys would shield bash that like button down below for the new season to start things off with a bang and just be like, we're the best team, we have the most supporters, all that awesome stuff. But in all seriousness, guys, I really appreciate the support that you guys give the channel and things like that. So anyways, in this video, we are going to be going over the draft recap. But before we talk about the mons that we drafted, I would like to explain how the draft system worked. So pretty much, we were given a random number, 1 to 12, because there's 12 teams. And it would go down from 1 to 12, and then 12 would pick again, and it would go back up to 1, and then 1 would pick again and go back down. That's how the snake draft works, if you guys didn't know. So we got number 12, dead last, which is not what we're going to be this season. We will not be dead last, but it actually wasn't a terrible spot to be, because then we get the snake pick. So the thing is, we got to see what everybody else picked, and then picked based off of what they picked, and we got 2 picks right in a row, which is really good. The only problem is, by the time it gets to you, normally all of the things are already gone. So what I tried to do with this draft was sort of think of what I wanted and think of what, you know, would be taken next round and try and take it before everybody else, and it sort of worked, and you guys will see that. But on top of that, not just the order of the draft, I wanted to explain also how the draft worked this season, like drafting the mons wise, because every season we sort of do things a little bit differently. This season we had S rank, which is Uber Pokemon relatively, A rank, which is OU, B rank, which is UU, C rank RU, and D rank NU, with some interchange things. That's just a general like thing. Like most of the Pokemon in B rank were UU, but some Pokemon that, let's say, were normally in RU that we thought were good enough went into B rank, and those ranks were made so that we could have a price for each individual Pokemon. So anyways, we are given 1 free pick of each rank, so 1 free S, A, B, etc. And then after that, we had 500 points to spend on the rest of our team however we wanted, as long as it added up to a total of 12 Pokemon. On top of that, we were given the ability to draft 1 Pokemon from our prior seasons. So we've gone ahead and drafted Victini. Now that costs us 25 points to draft Pokemon, so it's not a cheap thing to do. It's not something that you necessarily need to do, but I felt that it wouldn't be the Boston Silver Scarfs without Victini on our team. So kind of a biased pick there, but I think it'll be well worth it, because last season, despite having a terrible score, I think we had 3 wins last season, maybe 4, but I think it was 3. Despite that, Victini went positive in kill-death ratio with 9 kills and 5 deaths, which is amazing. So despite our terrible losing streak and bringing Victini to every game, we still managed to come out with a positive score for Victini. So that was really great. And it just, yeah, Victini is not a Pokemon to tread lightly on and take advantage. I don't know, but Victini is awesome. So we drafted Victini, which put us at a negative of 25 points to begin with. Now, the nice thing about this draft system in the points is that if you took a lower rank Mega, you actually got bonus points. So if you took a B, C, or D rank Mega, you got more points added to your point total. So we could make up for that contract by getting a lower rank Mega. So what I ended up doing round 1 of the draft was drafting Mega Charizard Y. Was this my original plan? I thought about it, but I think there was like 1 or 2 things I kind of was bouncing back and forth on. I wouldn't have minded getting Darkrai again, like Season 1, because Darkrai, yes, is kind of frail, but he's got a 130 base speed, which is really good. But that got taken round 1, which was funny, because PGL Season 1, I took it round 1. So by the time it got to me, I was like, you know what, Mega Charizard pairs really well with Victini, because those V-Creates are going to kill with the Sun Up. So that's the idea I went with, and we'll see how it works. So the thing about getting Mega Charizard Y as an S rank meant that we are required by the rules to get a C rank, a C rank Mega or lower, which worked out perfectly for us later in the draft, and we'll talk about that later. But the awesome thing, all right, so Charizard here, we'll dip into some of the Charizard stats. And guys, sorry, I haven't really come up with a plan of how I wanted to tackle this, but Charizard's got some pretty decent stats there. Mega Charizard Y with the special attack being 159, that's crazy. 100 speeds, it's decent, it's not super fast. And he's got a decent special defense. His defense might be lacking a little bit, but other than that, the ability Drought is going to be so useful this season. Pairing it up with our mons like Tyrion and things like that, it's going to be great. And I cannot wait to use it. Now, the only thing is, now we have 2 rock weaknesses right off the bat, so that was like, but it's gonna work out. It's gonna work out, guys. Trust me. All right, so let's move on to what my second pick was, and let's see. I mean, I guess I talk about Charizard a little bit more. I mean, he can get defog, so there is that, but that's not really what you want to do with the Charizard. But he gets Solar Beam and Air Slash, so he gets good coverage. I felt so it was really a good pick. But anyways, let's move on to our second pick, which was Donphan. Now, this is where I was like, I had to pick according to what I think will get picked next round. So I really needed that Rapid Spinner. Because of that rock weakness we are starting off with already, with a Mega Charizard Y being 4 times weak to rocks, and then Victini being weak to rocks, people are obviously going to be like, let's just bring rocks every week against the Silk Scarfs. And last season, I had to deal with a really rock weak team. We had Murkrow, we had Togekiss, we had Victini again. We had a really weak team to rocks, and I did not want that to be the case again this season, so I made sure not to get any more rock weaknesses after that, and I wanted to snag up Donphan right away, and I'm glad I did, because Papa C had it on his list, so we sniped him by taking Donphan, the best rapid spinner, or one of the best rapid spinners in the league, or in the league format, which I'm really happy about getting him so early on. Kind of hindered our OU picks a little bit, but we're going to be doing things like having Rapid Spin, Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Ice Shard, Knockoff. He's got such a great move pool. Play Rough. He's great. He's great. And we've had him pretty much every season of the PGL. We have had him every season of the PGL, I'm pretty sure. So it wouldn't be the same without Banjo. You know what I mean? What would we do without Banjo? Plus, the sturdy ability, pretty darn good in itself. So anyways, moving on to the next pick. We've got next pick we had picked Mega Blastoise. So like I said, with getting an S rank Mega, you had to, by the rules, pick up a C rank Mega or lower, just to make things fair, I guess. But the nice thing was, I was planning on getting a C rank Mega anyways to boost our points back up after getting Victini. So it was really good. And I wanted to snag it again because I knew Papa C wanted it, and it fit my team really well. I needed a water type, but I didn't want to take a water type on a drought team. So the only time I can use this water type Pokemon Mega Blastoise is when I don't have my drought team. So it made a lot of sense to pick up Mega Blastoise in this slot. So like I said, I picked some really weird stuff right off the bat, not power, but it's because I had an idea of what mons I wanted in the OU tier, and I felt like they wouldn't be taken because they're not the traditional mons that you would take in the OU tier. You know what I'm saying? So, or at least some of them. I had a feeling that they wouldn't be taken. So, Mega Blastoise gives us the ability to Rapid Spin again. Ice Beam's always good. Plus, you know, with Mega Launcher, we get some bonus of 1.5 damage to, or sorry, not 1.5. What the heck? I don't know. I forget how much it adds to Pulse moves, but we're gonna get Water Pulse buffed. We're gonna get Dark Pulse buffed. His ability is great. So, really solid pick. He's got a good, solid special attack stat, along with special defense and defense. He's all around pretty good Pokemon, in my opinion, for a C rank Mega. So, you know, it was just like we needed to take it. Like I said, I didn't want to bring a water team, a Watermon on a drought team. So this was the perfect workaround, because now we have Watermon that we only bring when we don't have a drought team. So that's why I picked Cannons, which is what I think I'm going to name Blastoise, round pick 3. And sorry guys, this is my first video back, so I'm a little rusty on the commentary. Hope you guys don't mind. But with the 4th pick this season, we picked up Serperior. Jormungand is what I think I'm gonna name him. But Jormungand is sort of my iffy pick, I'm going to say. I was, at this point, I had just had my wisdom teeth removed, so my picks might have been a little loopy. I don't know, but I wanted to find a Pokemon that that would pair well with a drought team, and plus, one thing I really wanted to stress this season was having fast mons, because season 2, our fastest mon was Victini at a base 100, which is a decent speed, but not great. I mean, we had Mega Manectric at a really fast Pokemon, but other than that, our fastest mon was Victini, so it was like, it was really hard to put up with having no speed last season. So this season I wanted to focus a lot on speed, and that's what Jormungand is going to give us, a speed of 113, which is nice. It's not the best, but it's definitely not anything to laugh at. Plus the contrary ability is just amazing. We can set up some Leaf Storms, get some bonus special attack going. Really great special attacker. Plus special defense 95 and defense 95, not bad either. It's a fairly good mon. We're gonna have to see. I've never used it before, but I thought it'd be really interesting to try and use something like this. After that, I immediately picked Gengar, I believe. And let me just double check that. No, I did not. I picked up Umbreon after that, because I knew after that I was going to be snagging up Gengar. But Umbreon I snagged up because I knew that I wanted Gengar, and something that pairs really well with Gengar is Umbreon. Plus, the finish that pairs Victini, and it's just this psychic, dark, ghost trio. On top of that, you know, okay, so Gengar is not weak to Fairy. He resists Fairy and can take on Fairies pretty well. But Umbreon is weak to Fairy and fighting. Gengar is immune to fighting, and Victini is not weak to fighting. So the three of them pair really well, I felt. And I can't wait to bring them into some battles and just see how they do. I felt like Umbreon was a really good tank Pokemon, because you look at Umbreon's stats and you see the 110 and 130 defense and special defense, and then 95 health, which is just amazing. Yes, its attack and special attack and speed aren't anything too great, but really all I'm going to be using this Pokemon for is the tank and the heal bell, the wish, the curt. Ooh, I don't want to spoil anything. Maybe I shouldn't say anything. Okay, I'm not going to talk about that too much, because that's a little bit more strategy stuff. But yeah, I wanted him for the heal bell and the wish, and I believe her name is going to be Mani, which is moon in Norse, or Nordic, or whatever you want to call it. So then we got Mani, the Umbreon, and she's looking really good this season. Can't wait to use her. Next pick, like I said, was Gengar, who was something I wanted from the beginning, but it's not like a lot of people don't pick this, I feel like, in League format, because it's, I don't know, people don't see it as being anything too special. It is pretty frail, things like that. But again, I wanted a fast Pokemon that beat that 100 speed, so I picked up Gengar, and it worked really well with that trio pair, like I said. Plus, the special attack of 130 is nothing to laugh at. It can take down fairies. It's great. It's a great special attacker. I really wanted to focus my OU tier on attacking, like being aggressive, and then take everything else sort of being like defensive mons and things like that. And Gengar will do really well. Gets pretty decent move pool with like Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb, Dazzle Gleam. I think you get Energy Ball. You do. Plus, I mean, you never know. You could always run like a physical one or something. I don't know. But yeah, you get some stuff. So Gengar right there, not a bad pick in my opinion. After Gengar, we picked up sort of, like I said, we kind of had a loopy draft at this point. I blame it on the medicine, but we got ourselves Stay Frosty, the Rotom Freeze, or Frost, that is. And Stay Frosty, I picked because I felt like I needed some Ice Stab what was it for? I needed some Ice Stab because we had Donphan weak to Ice, and we had Serperior weak to Ice. So I picked up, I wanted an ice type, and to resist ice, I guess. But at the same time, I wanted something that could Volt Switch, something that could burn, something that could paralyze, and any Rotom does all of that. And points would only allow me to get like a Rotom Frost or Rotom Mow, and since we already had Serperior, I felt like Rotom Frost was where it was at, so we picked up Stay Frosty. I can't wait to use it. It's going to be interesting. The thing is that, yes, it's not the best Rotom, but it still has Levitate, so we're not going to be weak to ground, which is great. It still has all the same tricks that all the other Rotoms have. It just has maybe not the best typing, but it's still got the 107 special defense and defense. It's got the 105 special attack. It's pretty decent mon, and you know, it's definitely worth the money. I think there's only 25 points. So Stay Frosty joined our team after that. But after that, I paired Stay Frosty with Fairy Tail, the Grand Bull, because you don't mess with Fairy Tail. And you can run Heal Bell, Play Rough. He's an Intimidator, which is great, with a 120 attack. And I felt like he'd be a really 90 HP. Felt like he would be a really good Fairy type, aggressive Fairy type, because a Fairy type is pretty good typing in this gen. So good old Fairy type to attack some stuff. We had a lot of special attackers, so I wanted to get a physical attacker in there. And yeah, Grand Bull fit that role pretty perfectly. I know I'm kind of going through these, but we've already gone through the most important ones, I feel like, or maybe, because this next pick was pretty good. It was still sitting here at like round 9 or whatever round this was. Kelder. Now, for the longest time, I was thinking I can either get Kelder or I can get Mew this round. But Mew got taken right before my turn by Lax, so I was like, okay, that makes up my mind for me. I'm going to get Kelder. I was thinking before Mew and Hitmonlee, so I'd have another spinner, but it just didn't work out that way. So I was, let's grab up Kelder, and we'll make it work. And Kelder's a great physical attacker. And let me just pull up this stuff on you really quick. Plus, gets crazy amounts of coverage. You get knockoff, Mach Punch, priority, which is great, which is something we didn't have yet, was priority. Ice Punch, Poison Jab, you guys know all the punches, plus some amazing abilities like Guts and all that, Sheer Force, everything like that. We've got a 140 attack, 105 HP, 95 defense, 65 special defense. Really not a bad mon at all. Very well rounded. Clearly why it's in OU. I think I'm going to be naming Kelder Pinhead Larry, or maybe Dirty Dan, just for that SpongeBob reference. But yeah, it's going to be fun to use this thing. Got a lot of coverage. The only thing is now I have 2 Pokemon weak to Fairy, being Mani and Pinhead Larry, which Fairy isn't something you really want to be weak to, but we do have a lot of Pokemon that resist. We got Gengar that resists, we got Victini that resists, we got Charizard Y that resists. Yeah, so we have some good resistances, but I still felt like Fairy typing was kind of scary. So the next turn, I picked up a fan favorite, or at least a personal favorite. I picked up Ledger, the Escavalier from Season 1. We might have even had him Season 2. I can't remember. But just Escavalier, man, so good. He's so bulky. he's got 105 attack, defense and special defense, coupled with a 70 HP. Is not bad at all. Plus, when you get that 135 attack stat, it's like, why not take this thing? It's got knockoff, Iron Head. It resists Fairy, which was important at this point to me. It just hits hard. The only thing is, yes, it has a 4 times weakness to fire, which I don't know how I feel about it, because I have a Drought team. So if somebody has a cheeky Fire Blast and I got my Drought team out, yeah, this Escavalier is going down no matter what, absolutely. But then again, I have 2 fire types, so it's like, I don't know. It felt right to pick Ledger this season, and I wanted to have a couple having fun with my draft and in picking a pretty decent team. The thing is, I've noticed is when I draft teams and I'm trying to just make like draft smart teams, I end up drafting badly for my playstyle. Like, I don't draft Pokemon that fit my playstyle, and I feel like this season I've drafted for my playstyle as opposed to what people would recommend you draft. You know what I mean? Like, I drafted for my playstyle, and I'm happy about it because I feel like I do my best when I'm playing using mons that I'm good with or used to. So we grabbed Ledger. I think he'll be a really good asset to the team. I can't wait to use him. Yeah, so the final pick, the final pick of the season for me. I'm gonna blame the wisdom teeth drugs for this one, but for some good luck, I drafted Zangoose the Mascot. Oh boy, Zangoose is interesting choice, and it was completely only picked because it's our mascot. And you guys might be thinking that's kind of a stupid idea, and I agree. But we're going to see what happens. I mean, Zangoose has some power. Zangoose has a great ability of immunity, but also Toxic Boost. So I could run some Toxic Orb Zangooses and get that 1.5 times power boost there to attacks. So that's pretty good. On top of that, we could also run Silk Scarf and have a Silk Scarf Zangoose. So, I mean, there's the banter right there, which is great. But it's got stab, quick attack priority, which, you know, might come in handy if it's coupled with that Toxic Boost. We got Knockoff again, and the only thing was I was kind of like, I could pick Tauros, and it would kind of be a better Zangoose, but Tauros doesn't have that quick attack. But Tauros has better speed stats, or better stats in general, and has Intimidate, which I feel like would be better, but we already had Granbull for Intimidate. I just really was like, Zangoose is our mascot. We gotta get Zangoose. So we got Zangoose. Hopefully Zangoose brings us some luck. I will be looking for names for Zangoose, but keep in mind it's our mascot. So I want it to be something that really represents the Boston Silk Scarfs. So I don't know what I would name it. Maybe Boston. I don't know. That kind of sounds lame. I've been thinking long and hard about it. But if you have any nickname suggestions for our mascot, please let me know, because that was the last mon I drafted, and we'll see how it does. That's my draft. I think I like it. I think it fits my play style. I don't think it's the traditional league team, but I think that it's just confusing enough to maybe throw people off and get us the upper hand. I don't think people see some of the ideas I have brewing in my mind coming. And I think it's going to be a good season for us. My goal is to win, obviously. Win the league, but I will be happy with going even. Going 5-5 or whatever the league, 6-6, maybe. I think it's 6-6. That's my goal, is to get at least 6-6. I would love to win the league or at least make it the playoffs. But if I make 6-6, I'm happy with it. You know what I mean? So that's going to be it for this draft recap. I'm sorry if I was a little bit confusing or anything like that. I'm not used to doing these draft recaps too much. And I am still pretty new to competitive play, so I might have missed some things. If you guys want to leave some set suggestions and things like that, or things that you see work with my team, or maybe something that you notice is a flaw with my team that you want me to be aware of, please leave it in the comments down below. Your help is awesome because I'm still learning. I don't know very much about competitive Pokemon yet. So any advice is good advice to me. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to shield bash that like button down below. Go Boston Silk Scarfs. See you guys in a few weeks when we face Super Gassy and the New York Shelmets, which should be a crazy match. So see you guys then. Stay frosty. Peace out.